what piqued your interest in fashion? Tell me more about that.
Well, it's actually crazy because it was like the suit was telling a story within.
So what would you say is your inspiration?
I feel like it was divine connection.
Of everything you've said, what do you want to tell our viewers about style and fashion?
I'll tell them this.
Welcome to a new episode of The Art of Dressing. I'm David, and today I have with me in the studio, Mr. Phame.
Thank you, David. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. How you doing today?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Just another day above ground and doing what I love.
You piqued my interest from the moment I met you, and I thought you would be a perfect guest for me to have on the show because you get to work with a lot of what I consider our audience here at The Art of Dressing, right? And they come to you with a crazy amount of questions. So I was like, you'd be perfect. So, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
All right. But what piqued your interest in fashion? Because I know before the camera started rolling, you were telling me a story about your childhood and when it first started, and I had to stop you.
Well, it's actually crazy because I'm not from America. So moving from, really migrating from Haiti to the United States was a hard transition for me because our parents used to dress us in uniform, but what they believed was uniform. Me going to a public school where kids could wear jeans, whatever they wanted, and I was this one child that was always wearing dress shoes with probably some jeans and some shirt, dress up shirt, but had everything tucked in. And I remember getting picked on for that, and people was making fun of it, but it was just a driving force to just really lead me to where I'm at right now. I feel like it was divine connection. It was just a divine connection, but it just wasn't the time for it at that moment. But as I got older, hey, it was a conversation started for everybody.
Okay, well, and that's one of the most interesting things about fashion and the individual stories that we all have, right? So I kind of want you to elaborate about that because I want to hear more about how your personal style, because I see you right here. You're decked out. You look good. How would you say your personal style has evolved?
The passion started from having an uncle. I had an older uncle, my mother's brother. He always used to be dressed up, like having Armani, from Armani to True Religion. That's when all those brands was first coming on the scene and they was like popping. And just me seeing my uncle like, okay, I love the way you put this. Let me buy. I will go in his room because my uncle used to stay with us for a little minute. I will go in his room and just take his stuff and wear it to school. And then that's how it started, really. He looked at me as like a younger brother, so he allowed me. He wasn't cool. Furious about those things. But once I got to high school, that's when it took flight for real. I had a job, and I could provide for myself. That's when I started I changed into the designer wave. I went into the whole designer wave. You talking about in high school, going into Balenciagas, going Gucci and stuff in high school, and that's me providing all that for myself. But knowing that I used to get picked on for the clothes I used to have on back then, so it was just I feel like a driven force.
Yeah,
it was just more of a driven force. And then I'm a former athlete, so I got recruited to play football at Southern Illinois University, and that's where I say I did not know fashion would have been like a profession till then.
Yeah.
When I got to college, I started dressing all my teammates. So while I was in school, all my teammates used to, before banquets and everything, they will be like, hey, what you wanted to the banquet? And can you put an outfit for me and stuff? I'm like, oh yeah, I got you. And the coach will always acknowledge it. Hey, Whitney, tell these boys how to dress for the banquet, what's coming up. I'm like, oh man. So he was already grooming me for that too, not even knowing. Like, you don't even think about those stuff, because like my whole goal and purpose was like, I'm going to the NFL. The NFL was the next thing after college football. But suddenly I had a concussion. That where it led to me having a seizure, and from that seizure, I had to make a decision right there whether I wanted to continue football and play in the professional level, or whether I would just take a different route. And I don't feel like it's coincidence, because like I said, everything happened for a reason, and by the grace of God too. My work is still around the NFL, because as I was playing in college, I was styling dudes that was in the NFL. So, and even long after playing football, a lot of my clientele now is in the NFL. So my work is throughout the league. So God working mysterious way, I say.
Absolutely. I love to hear this stuff, man. I love to hear it. Because that's the thing, like I was saying earlier, it's like we just have these incredible, unique stories, and they still bring us right to where we are right now. So I don't want to pick a one thing, right? But I think you have such an incredible story, and I want to bring you on so that, you know, you can share it with the audience that, you know, it doesn't start out, nobody starts out as a guru, right? No one starts out knowing every single thing, and you put one foot in front of the next, and it kind of leads you to where you need to go, right? So now, as you are, right, what inspires your fashion choices every day? Like what would you say, like when I wake up in the morning and I want to dress and look nice, what inspires you to get up and decide to make that extra effort? Because when I talk to people, the biggest issue I see is, why should I make the effort? Like, why should I do it? Like, who am I dressing up for? Right? And when people don't have someone to dress up for, they don't have anything to inspire them. But it's like, sometimes you have to dress up to find someone to dress up for, right? So what would you say is your inspiration?
The man in the mirror, myself. Like, knowing the look, man. Like, the look bring confidence. And if you look good, like, you talk good, you sell good, you do everything in that aspect. If you dress the part, you will do everything else the part. So if anybody don't have nobody to dress up for, I say look in the mirror and look at yourself and be like, do I deserve this? Do I deserve to dress better for myself? At the end of the day, you're not dressing to impress nobody. You're really not. People going to love your confidence with what you're wearing, but like, you're not dressing to impress nobody. You are dressing for self. It's really a self thing. How do you value yourself?
But we're gonna run through some quick fire questions.
Let's do it.
Someone is gonna put 60 seconds on the clock, and in 60 seconds, I want you to answer each question in 60 seconds as best as you can.
I say let's.
All right, you ready?
I love it. Let's go. I'm excited.
Okay. All right. Are we ready? 60 seconds on the clock. What are your thoughts on the current state of the fashion industry, and where do you see it headed? Go.
It's coming back. It's going back to the 70s. It's going back to the 80s. Fashion is coming back. It's a 360 turn right now. It's in a whole 360 turn. And I feel like everybody's searching for that one unique look.
How long was that? How long did that take? 28 seconds? Okay. So how do you stay ahead of the curve when it comes to like fashion trends and innovation for your personal style?
It's by what look good on me. Like what I believe I can make other people feel like, oh, that's unique. That's the biggest thing.
Okay. And then one last question. What are some common mistakes you see men making when it comes to fashion, and how do they improve it? Time?
Well, let me still answer that one.
Okay, go for it. Because I think that one is kind of important.
It is very important. I feel like the biggest thing that a lot of men are lacking is confidence. It's confidence within self. With fashion, like I said, it don't matter what you have on. If you have confidence, you can make anything you have on look great. It's all about how you work with the confidence.
So ladies and gentlemen, what we are hearing right now is that if you have the confidence to wear some ragged jeans with no shirt on, you can pull it off, right?
It's all about confidence and knowing your true self. Are you able to pull that off? Like for somebody like myself, I feel like I can in real life wear a tank top with some ragged jeans, and like I can make it look good because like I know who I am. I know who I am within. So like no matter what, is the confidence with myself.
Building your style starts with confidence, right? You need that confidence in order to build your style.
You have to, man. You have to.
Okay, let's dig in a little bit deeper into the confidence issue. Why do you think a lot of men lack confidence?
Well, first, it's confidence comes from repetition and practicing, trying new things out. Like before I had all this looking in, I will be at home trying on outfits, and seeing what works for me, and knowing what works with my skin tone. So it's like practice. It's just like with football. I take everything back to football. You practice hard, you practice smart, you watch film, you dedicate a certain hours to film. Guess what? Doing the game, it comes easy. That's all it comes. It's all
absolutely.
And it may seem like you can be cocky and everything, but confidence come with that. Like you know what you're talking because you put in the hours.
A lot of times what you tend to see is when you watch the film and you see your mistakes and you analyze and you practice and you train and you train, you just do it without effort. Because now it's muscle memory almost.
Second nature.
What is a recent memorable moment that's happened to you in your fashion career?
Man, so in 2021, I had an interview and I said to say like I will have my work all around the NFL. In 2024, matter of fact, this month, in the beginning of this month, I had the pleasure to style and create a suit for Andre Johnson for the Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So in the highest stage of national football, and like I had somebody that got inducted into the Hall of Fame wearing my work, and the way that we designed it, it was like the suit was telling a story within. So
wow. And that's incredible. Is that something that just kind of happened, or did a lot of stuff lead up to that?
Well, I'll say it led up to, but first it was from relationship and the power of the tongue too. So prior moving to Houston, I told myself I will need to work with somebody within the Houston Texans organization. And the first week I moved to Houston, guess who I saw walking outside the shop? Andre Johnson.
Wow.
And from there, like, I went and just shook his hand and told him, hey, you know some people I know some people that you know. Here's their name. You can check my credentials, like, see if it worked. And 2 weeks later, he came in. He came in after checking the credentials, I guess. And then we did the first suit. The first suit was when he got elected. He was first ballot to go to the Hall of Fame. Boom. And then the second one, after the first one, I was like, the second one, I'm making that suit no matter what. I don't care what. I'm making that one. And before he even came, I was already in works with it, and I already knew it was a story that was going to be told behind it. So I'm like, okay, let me just start on it. So I started on it before he even say, yeah, I'm coming to you.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I've heard a lot about your life, how fashion has impacted you. So what I want to know now is, what are some challenges that you faced in this industry, right? And how were you able to overcome them? And I kind of want you to make that a bit personal, right? I want you to make it personal in the sense that I want you to tell us a personal experience and not really an industry experience.
All right. So really, when I first got into the industry, like you say, you fresh, you new. You trying to work with everybody. You trying to see who's gonna give you that first little, hey, come on, that first little budge and nudge. Like, I got you. Like, it was not that. Like, everybody I was reaching out to, it was turning me down. Like, I was like, hey, let me do some brand ambassador work for you. Let me do some.
Yeah.
Turn down. But it's a sense of resiliency, and that's why my mentor, I met him in 2019, and I did not actually get it within the company since 2022. And I'll say this, God will have people in your life, and you do not know when they're going to come and actually start doing work. But with Connoisseur, I started with Connoisseur 2023, but I knew Alan since 2019.
Wow.
And since I met him, it was just like, okay, it was like an open arm, and he always allowed me to be myself, and he allowed me to learn from under him, just the little bits that I was learning under him. Like, I really appreciate that. And just from that, I was like, okay, this somebody that's probably gonna help allow me to step my foot into the fashion world, and which he did. So that's why I say, hey, most of the time, the people who you're probably going to work with in the near future, you never know how the relationship is going to start. You have to move with the grace of God on you too. Absolutely. And knowing that you are covered no matter what. So no matter where you go, like, you are covered. So Absolutely. You can be in any room and you're still going to be like
trusting God.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's the biggest thing.
I listen, I appreciate that. You've been throwing some gems at us, but we have to move on to the next segment. And I wanted to add this segment because of the people that watch The Art of Dressing. Mm-hmm. They've been sending me a lot of questions about personal style, and I wanted to throw some of those questions to you so that I can get your opinion as somebody who a lot of men come to ask these questions. I wanted to throw some of those questions to you to kind of get your opinion on some specific questions.
Bring them on.
Okay. So the first question is, I'm 35 years old and I inherited my grandfather's hats. I've never worn hats before. What do I do?
All right. First, I say, look at the hats, and you gotta look in the mirror. Go in the mirror, see yourself with the hat, and try on different outfits, different coats, or different jeans, and see how you will play with the hat. Make the hat become like the main thing of the piece that you are putting together.
Okay.
So you create the outfit around the hat. So that's how I feel like you will be able to gain that confidence with wearing a hat now.
Absolutely. The biggest thing with stuff like that is just playing around with it, right? Like, if you want to consider wearing a hat that your grandfather, because obviously the hat means a lot to him, right? It means a lot to him. He doesn't just want to get rid of it. So I would say just play around with it. Stand in front of a mirror, put on different things, try it on every day. Try one on every day before you leave the house.
Not even that. I even say take it to the extreme. Like, actually wear it up. Like, wear it up. Just give it a try. Somebody might, hey, nice hat, dude. And from there, it starts building confidence.
It starts building the confidence in the hat. Okay, so let's move on to the second question. The second question is from an older gentleman. He said, I recently retired at 62. I no longer need my business wardrobe, but I still want to dress style chic.
Mm-hmm. Come see me. I'm located by Nordstrom.
Come to Texas.
Come to Texas, and I got you. But no, like, all jokes aside, I'll say, you don't have to do the whole tie thing, or where you can just open your dress shirt up, or even put a t-shirt underneath the jackets, like wear your dress clothes with sneakers. Just trying different ways of making like your business clothes become more casual but still chic.
Right. Yeah. I'd throw in some sneakers in there without a tie.
And then like you ask, there's small accessories. I say small accessories, and play with your colors. Play with colors.
And this one is going to be the last question. I have a black shirt and a white tie. is that a good look or not for going out?
And I ain't messing with no. You say you got a black
shirt on the white tie. I'm
on
like,
the white street. I mean, to suit your own. Like, yes, that can go for you, but like, I'm not wearing that.
No.
I apologize. I am not doing that.
No.
Sorry.
I wouldn't.
And I wouldn't even advise you to do it either. But like, if you want to and you have the confidence, like I say, if you have confidence is key.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and pull it off. But me, I'm sorry. I'm not doing that.
Absolutely. So send in any personal questions that you have, and I will bring it up with my incredibly knowledgeable guests here so that they can give you their opinion on whatever. So now I kind of want to wrap up, and we talk about what do you want to tell our viewers today about, like, our male viewers especially, about style and fashion and how to get inspired to do it.
I tell them this: you start with one thing with fashion. Like, you dress up around one thing. So for example, if I'm going to make like my shoes be the main topic, I have to make a way that my shoes stand out. If I'm going to make my ties be the main topic, I'm going to have to make a way where the tie is overpopulating. But at the same time, you don't want people to just look at what you have on. You want people to see you and the confidence within you, what you were. But the biggest thing I guess I can leave people with is, no matter what, it's all you. Like, people matter, but people don't matter, yo. Like, it's all about your confidence behind everything that you're doing. It's like anything you're doing in life, your confidence, and it's all starts within. It doesn't matter what the outside noise is talking about. If you know you believe and you wholeheartedly believe in something, it's all about you.
I appreciate those very strong words. So a lot of people out there need to hear that and understand that, and that's why I thought you were the perfect person to bring on this episode. I really appreciate your time today. That has been it for today's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to The Art of Dressing, and go in the comments, leave your questions in the comments down below. We'll get to every single one of them, and leave anything you want us to know and your questions down in the comments, and we'll get to it. And what else?
Make sure you subscribe.
And
share this.
Obviously, the more viral we go, the more people can be helped by The Art of Dressing. We're here to serve. We want to bring you this information, so we appreciate you taking the time to sit with us today and enjoy this conversation. And that's it. Peace. See you guys on the next episode, where I have someone special. Not gonna reveal who, but it's gonna be someone special. Okay? Not that kind of special. You get the point. All right. I'll see you guys.
Ciao.